Hello everyone, I'm delighted to introduce you to a truly unusual and fascinating plant species, Aristolochia salvadorensis, commonly known as the Darth Vader flower. Aristolochia salvadorensis. It is sometimes also listed under the synonym Aristolochia arborea. This fascinating small evergreen shrub is native to the humid tropical forests of Central America, specifically found in countries like Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. The species Aristolochia salvadorensis, spectacularly known as the Darth Vader flower, represents one of the most stunning evolutionary marvels in the plant kingdom. Belonging to the vast Aristolochia genus, this flower is captivating not only for its resemblance to the iconic cinematic villain, but also as a vivid illustration of the intricate plant-insect interactions in tropical environments. The genus Aristolochia belongs to the family Aristolochiaceae. This family has been recognized since ancient times, primarily due to the medicinal value attributed to many of its species. The genus name Aristolochia originates from the Greek words aristos and lochia, reflecting the historical use of some species to aid in labor or treat women's ailments. Ancient Roman and Greek herbal texts documented the use of Aristolochia species. In Asia, species like Aristolochia fungi were integral to traditional medicine, although the severe danger posed by aristolochic acids has led to widespread global bans. Aristolochia salvadorensis is a relatively new species to science. It was officially described in 1997 by the Costa Rican botanist Nelson Zamora. The species was collected in El Salvador, which became the basis for its scientific epithet. The flower's popularity exploded not in academic circles, but in popular culture and horticulture, thanks to the nickname the Darth Vader flower. The unique shape of its perianth with a bulbous base and a dark, constricted upper section, complete with two luminous windows, bears a striking resemblance to Darth Vader's mask. This similarity has made A. salvadorensis one of the most sought-after and collected species within the genus. The species is native to Central America, Mesoamerica. Recorded countries include El Salvador, Guatemala, and potentially neighboring areas with similar ecological conditions. A. salvadorensis thrives in humid, wet forests characterized by ample rainfall and consistently warm temperatures. Free from frost, it is a perennial herbaceous vine that grows sprawling on the ground or climbing onto small shrubs and trees to access light. It prefers partial shade, typical of a dense understory. High atmospheric humidity, humus-rich, well-draining soil, and a warm environment are prerequisites for its growth. The stability of the tropical environment is key to its continuous life cycle. The most crucial ecological relationship of A. salvadorensis is with the swallowtail butterfly family Papilionidae, particularly the genus Batus. Aristolochia species are known as obligate host plants for swallowtail larvae. The female butterflies will only lay their eggs on their leaves. The leaves of A. salvadorensis contain aristolochic acid, highly toxic and carcinogenic compounds. However, the swallowtail larvae have evolved not only to tolerate this poison but also to sequester and accumulate it within their bodies. This accumulated toxin renders the butterflies bitter and poisonous to potential predators. This is a highly effective chemical defense mechanism. This interaction is a prime example of coevolution, where the survival of the butterfly species is entirely dependent on this toxic host plant. The life cycle of A. salvadorensis revolves around the growth of the vine and the unique mechanism of its flower. The plant develops from an underground rhizome or tuber, forming slender herbaceous vines. Stems are typically green or slightly purplish when young. Leaves are generally cordate or sagittate, arrowhead-shaped, dark green and somewhat smooth. The leaves are vital for photosynthesis and are the target for the swallowtail butterflies. The flower releases volatile organic compounds that mimic the smell of mildew, decomposition, or rotting flesh to attract its insect pollinators, primarily small flies. The Darth Vader flower has two prominent white, yellow patches. These are thin-walled cells that allow light to pass through. The flies, attracted by the light, fly deep into the utricle. In the initial stage, the stigmas are receptive to pollen, but the anthers have not yet released any. If the fly carries pollen from another flower, fertilization occurs. After approximately 24 to 48 hours, the tiny hairs within the tube wither, allowing the anthers to open and release a mass of pollen that coats the trapped fly. The fly, now dusted with pollen, can escape the flower and fly to another flower in the female stage to continue the pollination cycle. Following successful pollination, the utricle develops into a distinctive dry capsule fruit. The fruit often takes on a unique shape, resembling a hanging basket or cage. When the fruit ripens, it dehisces along vertical lines, often 6 segments opening up like a cage. The seeds, which are typically thin-winged or flattened, are released. The seeds require adequate moisture and temperature to germinate. In the wild, they typically sprout on the damp humus-rich shaded forest floor, establishing a new vine and continuing the life cycle of A. salvadorensis. AAs are proven to be highly carcinogenic and nephrotoxic, although A. salvadorensis is not as commonly used medicinally as its Asian counterpart. The presence of AA serves as a stark reminder of its potential toxicity and the importance of chemical studies within this genus. While it is cultivated widely as an ornamental plant, its wide populations must be protected to maintain genetic diversity and the stability of the moist forest ecosystem. Conserving Aristolochia species is essential for the survival of the specialized swallowtail butterflies that depend on them. Thank you for following this in-depth presentation on the Aristolochia salvadorensis, also known as the Darth Vader flower. If you have any further questions about biology, botany, or require any other translation assistance, I am always here to help. I wish you an effective and interesting day.